this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill no one.
Wait a second.
Oh, no.
We return to our planet. The High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies. We like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings, you're watching SeptumSin versus the World. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobukijake.
Hey.
And we're here to show you what we got.
Yeah.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
So we got a new camera here. I hope you like this. I filmed one additional item with this film. And it was pretty cool. I've redone my entire collection.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you see behind me is the movies. That's it. Movies and short films. And I count music videos as short films. So, yeah, that's... So, you know, everything on the other side, Jacob's looking pretty much at all anime on this side.
Yep, lots of animal.
And TV over there.
Alright, sounds good.
So... with that being said, we'll go ahead and start out with some pickups. I'm going to start with something I made myself. I know, I made it myself. But this is a film called The Shackled Demon Project. This is a film by Kyle and Doug, two very talented young individuals. The cover, I do not remember who made the cover, but I put together this myself. This was put together by a friend of ours, and this Evan Jacobs. You've heard him before. Okay, that's right. Focus on it. But it's a vinyl sticker that came with it. We also did disc art, which Kyle and I worked together to create. And of course, I did the back. You can actually see our little logo in the center. And before all of the stuff, all the special features and so on, it has a SeptumSin versus the World production thing there. Rainbow Bright decided to leave Godzilla. Essentially what this is about is you got these two teenagers. One of them is having some issues with having some weird occurrences going on in his house, so they decide they're going to make a documentary about it, and things get slowly, well not slowly, they get quickly out of hand. For two teens just kind of doing this, it's pretty impressive work. I was quite impressed by the gore effects, by the visuals. You know, this is not as fully HD as the author would like, but still, not bad overall. So I would say where you can pick up a copy, but they sold out within days of going on sale. So SRS Cinema is going to be doing a giveaway, so watch their Facebook channel, and they will hopefully be able to provide. We have 5 copies that are still going to be given away, so try and follow them on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you would follow them, and they will be able to provide you with one. Each copy comes with one of these, and it comes with a full poster. I have a poster somewhere, I just couldn't find it. I hope I didn't send my copy away. As far as like special features, there's loads on it. The disc is the only place where you're going to get all of the special features. You can look up my psychoanalysis of the film either on this disc, or you can get it on my channel. And you can get the, I believe the interviews are available on the video on demand, which you can get through Vimeo. So you can still purchase this really cheap on Vimeo if you're a digital, like, if you're a streaming dude. You can purchase it really cheap on Vimeo, like $1. So that's the Shackle Demon Project. If you like shot on video films, if you like found footage, you'll like this film. Check it out. Alright, that's all my advertising time.
Alright. So am I leading us off with the pickups?
Yep, go for it.
Alright, so I'm going to do kind of a low-key one this week. Kind of a recent thrifting pickup and a little bit of a cleanup, I guess you could say. I got some big orders in the pipeline, and so the next couple, 3 videos might be kind of fun. But this one, the first one, like I said, some thrifting. One of my brothers had a birthday recently, and he loves thrifting, and so, you know, I tagged along for an adventure, and managed to pretty decently keep my impulse to spend in check. It helped that the Goodwill we were at had no Blu-rays, despite advertising that they did, and that some of the CDs were missing from the cases, so, you know, that helped a little bit.
Helps a lot there.
I almost got a Ray Charles disc and a Stevie Wonder disc, and there were no discs in the case.
But don't you just buy the cases?
Oh, no.
Oh.
There are times I kind of wish I had, but, you know, seriously, if a case breaks, like, you know, I was telling you before. But anyway, I did pick up, in the end, 2 CDs and 2 DVDs. And I figured, you know, what the hell, I'll lead off with those. So the first CD is one of your favorites, Dream Theater.
Solid album.
Images and Words. I honestly can't recall if I have any Dream Theater. I can't even swear to it that I don't have this album, but I don't think I do. And, you know, it was like $2. I figured, what the hell. And as you said, I'm pretty sure you either played this for me or I borrowed it.
Oh, it's a solid album.
And, yeah, I know it's one that you've said good things about. So, yeah, good times.
Matter of fact, I like Dream Theater all the way up until 7 Degrees of Turbulence or something like that. Which case, I lost touch. But this one is pretty good. It has some pretty fun stuff on it. A lot of their songs can be very long, though.
I saw this one had Metropolis Part 1.
Oh, yeah, Metropolis.
9 minutes and 30.
That's an epic. That is an epic one. And then, of course, that is the... technically, there is a album that is Part 2 of that song. The entire album is Part 2. So... the next one I've got is a video game. I got one video game on here. And this is one I've been waiting for a while. I ordered this through Screenwave Media instead of Limited Run Games, which is why it got delayed by like 6 months. But that is the Angry Video Game Nerd 1 and 2 Deluxe Collection. Now, I own this game on PlayStation 4 and on PC, and have even done a playthrough of the first game on this channel. It is a very, it is great for 2 reasons. One, if you like Angry Video Game Nerd, all the humor is intact, a ton of references. They've actually worked hard to incorporate all of their references in it, and it is a surprisingly fun game. When I say fun, I mean it is like it's like Mega Man, but controls are extremely tight. It is well worth your time if you want to check it out. If you like Mega Man games, this one actually is really good. Really hard, but incredibly good.
It does have a little bit of a Mega Man look to it, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it is really good, and it has that snarky humor, which could be deemed as kind of offensive these days, but. If you like Angry Video Game Nerd, you're not going to be offended by the humor in this. But well worth having. I wanted to have a physical copy just because I wanted to preserve it. Usually if it's a game that I feel is really, really good, and it's one of my favorites, I want to have a physical copy so that if the online pipelines are ever shut down, I can just throw this in the machine. I can throw this in the Switch and load it up anytime.
Good deal. All right, my other CD, and again, I'm not going to absolutely swear to it that I don't have this, but I really don't think I do. And again, for $2, what the hell? And that is the soundtrack to the movie Chicago.
Of course.
Which, anything, whatever you may say about Chicago overall, it did have a heck of a soundtrack. And in particular, I have always felt that John C. Reilly's performance of Mr. Cellophane was a show-stopping number there. Although a lot of that has much to do with the emotion of the scene as anything else. But Catherine Zeta-Jones can actually belt out a good number, and of course this also had Queen Latifah, I believe it was, and
it had a pretty good cast.
So it had a good role, a good cast overall, and I figured, I think I don't have it, and I do have a pretty decent soundtrack collection. And I don't really actively collect them, but I do keep an eye out for them.
I remember that you had a massive one for a while.
Oh, my CD collection is quite large, yes.
So, this one's an Oscar winner, and probably soon to be a Versus Award winner. Definitely in the lead. And that is the animated feature Encanto.
Ah!
I had to get this on a Disney Movie Club order. It just, had to get it.
Yeah.
4K is definitely how it needs to be done. This has some amazing songs, one of which will probably win the Versus Award. And
Well, we don't talk about it.
And it does have the Far From the Tree short on it, which is kind of cool. Which is up for a Versus Award. Essentially, this is a story, for those of you who don't know, about this group of the superpowered family that lives in this house, magical house, and they protect this community. Well, Mirabelle, who's the center one there, she didn't have powers. And you find out that there's something darker on the horizon, and it's up to her to try and save her family. Really good film. Really good film. Worthy of what it won.
Very good times.
Actually, I did like this better than Belle. Which, the anime came out.
Again, Belle was almost brilliant, but they tried to fit too much into it, and it didn't really gel. Encanto knew what it was about and didn't really reach for more. So that can make the difference sometimes. They're both very entertaining films, though. Don't get me wrong. No, so next up is a film that I believe I've seen once upon a time. And I believe I was entertained by it, but I also was way too young to really get much out of it. It is one I'm overdue to revisit. And again, I saw it dirt cheap, and I was like, I should have that in the collection. And it's another musical. We seem to have a musical theme going on here. And that is Carousel.
Carousel.
Old movie. You got Rodgers and Hammerstein musical. This particular production
Hold it up to
featuring...
the camera, it'll focus on it. Like if you hold it up to the center. See how it focuses?
There. No.
Hold it
Almost.
towards the center. There you go.
I'm trying not to have too much glare from the light.
There you are.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah. See?
But you got Gordon McRae, Shirley Jones, and a few other folks in there. Honestly, not that many names I'm super familiar with. But this is one that, again, based on the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical. It's been around a hot minute. This was 1956, according to the back. Can't remember if this had an Oscar history or not. But I know that it is beloved by musical fans, or certainly is frequently mentioned by them. And, Rodgers and Hammerstein can do a good tune. I was part of a South Pacific musical at one point, talking about something that maybe didn't age as well as I could have. But anyway, this is it's worth having.
So I've got an Aniplex Animu.
Oh!
This is an Animu movie, one of two.
An Animovie.
Yep, Animovie, two of them. Well, only one of the two right now. And that is Fate Grand Order, the movie, Divine Realm of the Round Table, Camelot, Paladin, Agateran. That's
a long title.
So you can see right there. And then, of course, that's a big old box.
Yeah.
She thick, though.
Huh?
She's a thick one.
It's actually sturdy by Aniplex standards.
It's a pretty nice looking set. I mean, you got the little embossed letters here.
Mm-hmm.
So this time for sure, I will kill my king with my own hands. Jerusalem, 1273 A.D. Here both the wandering knight Bedivere and Chaldea's own expedition find the sixth singularity. The residents of this desolate land have been driven from their homes as three opposing powers battle to control the land.
Mm.
You know what's weird? I have stopped watching Fate, but I've been collecting it as I can afford it. There's another set that's out, but I can't afford it right now. So I'm just going to have to wait and hope that I can get to it before the next set is released. Not the Iliad ones. Those are pretty cheap, but the other ones,
because Sentai is releasing most of them.
But there's only one that I don't have so far, and I'll probably, once I get the money together, I'll get it, of course.
Cool.
But it's another one for the Fate pile.
Mm-hmm. All right. The next one is honestly one that surprised me a bit. Every now and then you'll find some weird random stuff thrifting that you wouldn't expect to. And this was one that, of course, is near and dear to my heart because of the message, but I will readily concede that it could have been a stronger film, unfortunately. But it was an Oscar nominee, if I remember correctly, for original song. And that is a documentary called Racing Extinction.
Oh.
Which, let's see if we can... There we go. I think we got on there. You can probably see there's a little bit of damage on the spine there, unfortunately. That's, But again, this is kind of... I would say this is probably a pretty rare one in the wild. I certainly wouldn't have expected to find it at Goodwill. And, even with a little damage on the spine, I figure $2 is a reasonable price for that. I do try to collect all the Oscar nominees when possible, and again, this may have been a little bit of a weaker film than I would like, but again, the message is there. It's a very, very, very pivotal message, and any movie like that has a spot in my collection just on principle, so,
Yeah. To me, if the artwork is intact and the disc is intact, you can replace the plastic.
Exactly.
Case. So I got $1 DVD.
A DVD?
And that is the movie The Iceman. I don't know this one that much, but you got Ray Liotta in it, Chris Evans. It's got some decent cast.
The late
Winona Ryder. Yeah, Michael Shannon. This is a heavy cast.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've never seen it, but for $1, I was willing to pick it up. Inspired by actual events, The Iceman follows notorious contract killer Richard Kuklinski from his early days in the mob until his arrest in 1986 for the murder of more than 100 men. So it sounds like a fun one. And of course, as it said, I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah. Actually, I'll probably get that one eventually. Okay. Now my last two. Like I said, it was a little bit of a cleanup. These are two that I ordered ages ago from Amazon because they were really cheap. For the life of me, I can't remember what I ordered that triggered the purchase. I probably presented it months ago. But these two, I know I got them together because I remember being amused at getting them together. And the first, another Oscar nominee. And this one, another nominee for original song. But a very, very, very different movie than Racing Extinction. And this is the inspirational drama, if you will, Breakthrough, which was a nominee for a Diane Warren song. She will win one of these days. And the song is perfectly decent, and it's actually sung by the movie's star, Chrissy Metz, who you see right here. And she has a pretty decent voice. The film also features Josh Lucas, Topher Grace, and a few other folks, Dennis Haysbert. And it's basically about this kid, if I remember correctly. I want to say it's based on a true story about a kid who falls through the ice and for all intents and purposes is a goner and comes back.
Yeah.
And so, you've probably heard a dozen of these kind of inspirational stories, and but this one does a really, really, really good job of telling its story. It's very well made. I did enjoy it. It did give me the feels a little bit. It was not my top film of the year, but it was a heck of a lot better than I expected. And I think I found it for $5, which I was like, to get on Blu-ray for, as an Oscar nominee, I'd do that. So, there you go.
Well, I got me an anime from Sentai. One that I think you might have talked about in the past, but I can't remember.
Maybe.
And that one was Okamikakushi, Mask of the Wolf.
It would have been a while back, but yeah.
I feel like you talked it up.
I've had it for a while, but it might have.
Have you seen it?
Nope.
Oh. Well, looks interesting.
Yep.
So let's see what it's about.
Just real quick, I think the title, Okamikakushi, I think that translates Spirited Away by the Wolf, doesn't it? That sounds like a fun title.
It's 12 episodes.
Yeah.
From the moment Hiroshi and his family arrive in Joga, he senses something odd about the isolated village. It's not that people are cold or aloof, except for his beautiful class president, Nemuru. Most welcome him quite warmly, but some also simply disappear. Students transfer out of school without any notice, and Hiroshi's next-door neighbor, Isuzu, who seems quite infatuated with him, warns him to stay away from the old part of town. The upcoming Hasaku Festival, which celebrates the town's unique oranges, seems to be generating an unusual level of concern, and groups of masked people roam the streets by night, hunting something. So, interesting stuff. May or may not be great. Who knows?
Wasn't that one Mo talked up at some point?
He might have.
I feel like he did. It's one I want to see. And like I said, especially now that I'm reminded of it, I think that is what the title means. And that intrigues me.
One more time.
Yeah. So, my last one. So, like I said, warm and fuzzy, family-friendly drama. So, what could amuse me so much that I absolutely have to purchase it with this movie? How about this movie?
Jesus.
So, filmed by Ari Aster, called Hereditary. This one also was very cheap. Like I said, I think it was $5. And honestly, from what I've heard of this, I wouldn't want to pay much more than that. I have heard from the get-go that this is an incredible film, that it's really, really, really well made and well acted.
Especially the piano
and
wise.
creepy as hell. But, yes, I have heard of one particular scene that supposedly I will not care for. And I've heard that overall it's a dark and creepy movie.
Lots of scenes like that.
And I did see Ari Aster's follow-up, Midsommar, and I was amazed. I actually enjoyed Midsommar, but it did have some scenes that creeped me the hell out. So, and a couple that made me cringe. So I'm looking forward to eventually seeing this. I'm glad to have it in the collection, but again, I'm glad I was able to get it on the cheap. And, you know, how could I not pair those two? It just, you know.
Well, I've heard a lot of good things. So, when my alphabet dice, which usually works for the random selection, hit X, I was like, X? So now I have my collection sorted in like 4 things. Movies, TV, anime movies, and anime series. So when one comes up, I just go to the next one and the next one. So I got to live action movies, and I did find one. And that is one I got. I upgraded a while back called X-Cross. Because for a while I had a bootleg of this, and I'd gotten it from a place that was at the mall that sold bootlegs, and I'm kind of glad they closed because, you know, you shouldn't be selling bootlegs. Making and selling, I still don't agree with the selling, usually. But this is a movie called X-Cross, and it is this horror movie. Shiori is a young lady trying to mend a broken heart who travels with her best friend, Aiko, to a remote village known for its therapeutic hot springs. But what is planned to be a relaxing, quiet getaway turns into a nightmare. Unbeknownst to them, the seemingly quiet country village harbors a community of psychopaths that begin to prey on the two friends. So, I was kind of bored the first time I watched it, but there's just something about that little gothic Lolita with the scissors that makes me go, maybe I should try it again. But with that saying said, that's it.
Yeah.
We ended with piano wire and scissors. But with that being said, I hope,
for kids.
Yeah, exactly. With that, like, subscribe, share, get yourself a copy of Shackle Demon. Always in good fun. And we'll see you on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.